Hello, it's Leslie here. So it's been 2 months since my last video, and I was kind of waiting until I could come back to you with something definite, some sort of feeling that I'd improved at least one of my languages to a new kind of level. But that hasn't really happened. But I think, I should still make a video because that's very much what learning languages is all about. It doesn't feel like it's a very, very slow process. It doesn't feel like you're making much headway at times. And so I thought I'll make this video anyway and just tell you what I've been up to. First of all, you may remember from last time, my phone broke, so I wasn't able to look up any words with Google Translate. So that was a pain. And I've only just recently bought a new phone, a Nokia, by the way, so because it has Android for once. So anyway, yeah, so the phone broke. I wasn't able to use the Google Translate, and so but then what happened was, I still had curiosity about many Russian words that I was encountering, because I actually listen to Russian on YouTube mostly now, because after the sanctions, credit cards don't work outside Russia, inside Russia, so I mainly watch YouTube, and these words were coming up, and I mainly watch political channels. So funnily enough, I don't actually watch what I'm interested in other than languages. I'm watching political channels. So these words came up, and I found myself without the phone. At first I tried to start looking them up in a dictionary. That didn't really work for me. So what happened was I just started typing them in on my Russian keyboard. And what I noticed is that my typing became a hell of a lot faster in the 2 months or so that I was without a smartphone. So there are some benefits. Well, there's been a few benefits for me for being without a smartphone. And one other benefit is I didn't waste so much time on social media, of course. So that was okay. But then what happened was, after that, while my phone was already broken, my media center computer broke. Now this is a cheap desktop computer that I inherited from my father, who has now passed away. And what I did was I modified it. I took out the fan out of the power supply. That, I've since realized that is a very bad idea, because although it didn't seem to be getting too hot when I did that, it affected the lifespan and the life expectancy, and it just all of a sudden it just stopped working. So my computer doesn't turn on. It's got no power, so I have to go out there and buy a new power supply. I haven't done that, so I've been a bit naughty this last few months. Also, because I was without my phone, I got out of the habit of listening to languages while I was driving around. So say I have to drive more than 15 minutes somewhere, I usually turn on my phone onto Audible and listen to something language related in that language. So I stopped doing that because my phone was broken. I had no new phone. So now that I've got my phone back, a new one, that habit has not returned. So I have to now relearn that habit, or I have to, actually what's happened is I don't think I've even installed Audible on that phone yet to be able to do it. And I have 2 Audible accounts, and it is on there. So what I have to do is sign into Audible and fix it up so that I can actually get all the downloads, download them all, and start doing that. Anyway, so talking about what I actually have done, and also wanted to talk a little bit later about, I am not just interested in languages, I'm interested in other things too. So this couple of months I've been focusing more on my exercise, and which improves mood and all these sort of things as well, concentration and everything. And I've been doing cycling, which is my other main thing, cycling. So I try to get some exercise. My new rule is that I try to get some exercise. Well, I do a 20-kilometer bike ride whenever it's not raining. That's my new rule. And when it is raining, my new rule that I just started today, in other words, when I'm not going with my bike, I'll actually be doing some art. So that's my new rule that I made today. So what else is going on? Since the last video, I've watched the following series: Don't Leave Me, Non Mi lasciare in Italian. I'm not sure if I told you about that. Then I watched 6 Empty Seats, Polyot in Russian. That was okay because that shows you the perspective of a group of people that miss their flight, then the plane crashes, and then they're not on it. So it's like they have a second shot at life. And then it goes through, every episode is from focuses on a different person and gives their perspective on life and their struggles. So after that, that was the only Russian series that I watched this whole month. Everything else that I've been watching has been on YouTube. And the good news is, if you're learning Russian, is that TV Rain is now back. So, because they had to stop with, when they were inside Russia, so all the journalists fled and moved to, Latvia. So after that, I watched Inspector Rojas, which is Spanish, and I just listened to one series this month, just to sort of not forget my Spanish. So that's all good, except that was Latin American Spanish, so it was a little bit tricky. Anyway, I managed fine. Then I started watching Finnish, because as you know, I'm starting to learn Finnish. Well, I've been learning it a little while now, so that's why half of the videos on this channel are in Russian and the other half in Finnish, because not many people cover learning Russian and or Finnish. So that's why. So I hope that doesn't annoy people that I put both Russian and Finnish videos, but that's just, well, I'm not going to make 2 separate channels for them. I just think, they're kind of very unique languages. They're neighbors, and often when you watch a Finnish series, there's some sort of Russian in it. So maybe they make a side trip to Russia or something in the series. So that's the reason why I put both. With the other languages that I know, which is Spanish, I've just got a little playlist there that you can watch. A playlist which I link to other video channels for Spanish, because there's plenty of people covering Spanish, so I don't want to really talk about Spanish on this channel, because I'm a bit beyond Spanish. My phase of learning Spanish is kind of over, and now it's just sort of retention with Spanish. Same thing with Italian. There's a playlist that if you happen to be learning Italian, there's a playlist that I have there that has many different movies and Italian series. But I'm not hosting them. They're not on my channel. They link to other channels like Rai, whatever the what's that called? See, I'm forgetting my English. Rai TV station, Italian. And so the other languages are like Japanese and Finnish. Now, Japanese, I'll talk about that a little bit later as well, because that is not going so well. It's really not going well at all. But I feel it's important to talk about what is not going well as what is going well, because you can learn by other people's mistakes what not to do. So I'll talk a little bit, I'll write that down here. Japanese. Let's talk about Japanese and what not to do. So, started to watch Finnish, and I have done a couple of courses. So, although it feels day to day that I haven't made much progress in Finnish, it really feels like I have hit a wall, a block. I wouldn't even consider myself intermediate. I'm a beginner and I don't seem to be getting very far with it. But actually looking back, I have improved, and I've started to do 2 courses in Finnish, one by a finished and the other one, I can't remember the name of it. I'll quickly look it up. One was Finish Me. Here it is. Learn Finished. So, Learn Finished has a course. I'll just quickly look it up because I'm not pausing this video. It's too hard. I don't have enough time to. No, it's not Learn. One's Learn Finished, and the other one, what's it? What is it? I don't have time to edit videos. I'm very busy, so. It doesn't really matter, but I'll leave a link to the course in the description below. See, I normally leave my tabs open and start them up, but then my computer crashes. So here it is. Here it is. The other course that I'm doing is, so one's Learn Finished with Lotta, and the other one is Her Finland. Oh, I couldn't remember the name. Her Finland with Varpu. So those are the 2 courses that I've been doing. Varpu's course and Lotta's course. And they're very different because Varpu's course is beginnings. It teaches you, well, the modal verbs, whatever they're called. Some basic verbs like I can or I should and must. And Lotta's course is kind of immersion, where you just dive in the deep end and there's dual subtitles in English and Finnish. So I'm halfway through both of them. So that was good. I started that. I've got to go back to doing that every day, but I got a bit distracted and haven't been doing that one lately. So it's very bad when you get out of habits. This is what happens. I think what happened there is one of my payments didn't work and I stopped doing it every day because I thought I didn't have access. So anyway, I watched Helsinki Crimes, is a Finnish series. That was okay. Then I watched, I can't remember the order of these. I started watching one called Blind Donna because it had English subtitles and it was on Topic. Topic is another place you can watch foreign shows, especially. It's like Netflix, but it's more focused on foreign things. So Topic, I signed up to Topic, and I watched half of Blind Donna, and it was getting interesting. And it's this blind lady, and it had English subtitles, and so I was really super happy, and I was thinking this is pretty good. And then all of a sudden, I didn't have access to it anymore. Rather, they pulled that series. And without warning, and that annoyed me because, I was having fun watching it, and now I can't find where else to watch Blind Donna, and my camera is not focusing, but I'm going to continue with the video. There we are. So after that, I watched Mr. 8, which is another Finnish show, which is very strange, and it's about a woman who has one different man for every day of the week, which seems really grotty and it's horrible, but it's actually kind of interesting what happens in it. So there's that. And then I watched a series which is really funny called Wingman. I'm mixing my English up. I should have said I watched a series called Wingman, which is really funny. But anyway, so Wingman is very good. It's very short. The episodes are only 15 minutes long. it's got English subtitles. So as you see, I'm watching all the Finnish with English subtitles mainly. And I'm running out of series with English subtitles. There's only about 3 or 4 at the most on Yle, which is Finland's television station, like their government-funded television station thing. So Wingman is really cool. I really liked it. I like the actor in it. It's just a classic. You have to see it. It's really good. Okay, so that's that. Blind Summer. And now I'm watching another Finnish series called Weird Summer or Strange Summer. Outo Kesä. Now, the thing what happened with this one is it started off, episode 1, it had English subtitles, and I checked it, and that's why I've put on my channel over here, Weird Summer, with English subtitles. And then I started watching, I think this is good. Well, it's okay. It's okay. It's not good. It's just okay. It's all right. But you can't afford to be too fussy with these things. So then I got to episode 2, and there was no English subtitles anymore. So I thought, well, what am I going to do now? Because I'm not really going to understand this in spoken Finnish. So I put on Finnish subtitles and thought, you know, I'll just try to watch it. And so I have to, sure enough, I have to pause it all the time after most sentences, unless it's a very simple sentence that are where I know all the words. So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm looking up, I'm having to pause it. So a 15-minute show. I haven't really timed how long it takes, but it takes at least half an hour, maybe sometimes up to an hour for me to watch it. By the time I've paused it all the time and looked up all these new words, it probably takes about 4 times as long to watch it. The good thing with that is, though, that you don't forget what you already know, because they're repeating the words that you already know. So I do think it's a very good approach, and I'm going to continue doing it, and I may well just start watching other series with other Finnish subtitles, because, you know, you can kind of know what's going on with the visuals, right? You kind of know what's going on. In this series, what happens is these 2 girls, I'm not exactly sure if they're lesbians or what, but I think they are, but they get bored and they go into people's houses at night. So you kind of know what's happening, even though you might not understand everything. So I try and look up the words I don't know. Anyway, so that's going well. So there's only 8 episodes and they're only 15 minutes long, so it's only 2 hours. So I think it's far easier to watch that series than one that's an hour long or half an hour. So that's what I'm doing. So that's all. So now that I've spoken, you know, on here now, I kind of feel, well, yes, I have actually been busy, although it doesn't feel like it to me. It feels like I haven't improved at all. I have had some down moments, and some things have interfered with my nightly routine. That is the computer breaking and my smartphone breaking. But I still try to... I have to watch series on my laptop now. I still haven't fixed my main computer, so that I have to get fixed again. Now, what else I wanted to... I also wanted to say, you know... So I'm not only interested in languages. You know, I'm also interested in art and design and cycling. Those are my main things. And I also have another YouTube channel which is devoted to cycling, which you may want to see. It only has 20 subscribers, but I'm going to continue with it because the average view, I don't even know how to compose this in English, this sentence, but the average view is twice as long as what's on this channel. And on that channel, I'm not actually copying any trailers or anything or uploading any trailers. It's just me reviewing products and accessories. So believe it or not, I have people watch twice as more per video on that channel compared to this channel. So I've been focusing on that channel for a while, and I'd like to get that channel to 100 subscribers. And I'll probably be working on that channel in the coming months. I've been a bit lazy with this channel, but don't think that I haven't been back there doing my language routines, because I have. So I'm going to work on my cycling channel, because the thing is, some of those videos of mine on the other channel have more than 1,000 views. The top 5 videos have more than 1,000 views, and this channel, I haven't actually reached that number yet on any one of my videos where I speak. So I think, maybe people are just subscribing for the trailers and not me, which is fine. But so I'm going to continue with this other cycling channel. It's very difficult to juggle all these things and balance. It feels really like I'm juggling all these things and work, and it's really not easy. And one of the things, I watched a video yesterday about Steve Kaufman, and someone spoke about Steve Kaufman and how he speaks so many languages, and this is this older guy, I think 77 now, which is great. But I'm not actually subscribed to Stephen Kaufman. I'm not actually. If you look through the channels that I'm subscribed to, I think I'm not anyway. If you look through all my list of channels that I'm subscribed to, which is quite interesting, I'm not subscribed to any other language, what they call polyglots. The reason is I prefer to just be immersed in the other language. So you'll see that all of my channels that I'm subscribed to are foreign language only. I don't think there's any English in there. So would I subscribe to myself? Probably not. So the reason I brought up that is I feel it's important to say not to compare. So I don't compare myself to anyone else, because I think you can get a bit down when you start thinking, oh, they're better than me, or whatever. Why are they improving? Why are they doing so well and I'm not doing well? And then you get into this downward spiral. My father always said, don't compare. And I think it's very good advice, because, Steve Kaufman might actually be passionate about only languages and not, for example, cycling or design. I, on the other hand, am trying to be what I would say a Renaissance man, which is someone that's interested in many different things, So also, you shouldn't compare yourself to me, because I don't have children at the moment. So, I have probably, if you have children and you're learning, now I'm not sure the average age of my learner, subscribers, but I think they're younger than me. But if you happen to have children, then you shouldn't really compare yourself to me, because I don't have children. So I have a lot more time throughout the day and at night and whatever to do my language study. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say this time around. Don't compare. Personally, I am not interested in learning every single language out there. I don't love all languages. I love certain cultures, and there's only a handful of them that I really have would say is bonded with. I don't wish to learn 20 languages at this point. I think it's a bit excessive, and I think I would start to forget the vocabulary, and I don't want to forget what I already know. So I have tried to limit the number of languages that I'm going to learn to about 6, maybe 7 or 8 in the future. The reason is because I would like to be at a higher level with each one of them, at least with listening comprehension. Even though I may not speak well, I want to be able to watch things. I want to be able to watch the news in Russian without having to stop at every sentence and look up what that word means. So that's my goal. But as I say, I'm not interested in all languages out there. I'm just not interested in the same 20 languages that, for example, Steve Kaufman knows, like Polish and, you know, all these languages, Danish and everything. I just don't. I'm not that interested in them. The other one I am interested in is Japanese, and then I'm possibly in the future interested in Farsi, but I have to be curious about it, and I'm curious about Japanese, but the way that I learn languages at the moment is all through the television, usually, videos, and I'm not seeing shows that I'm very much into in Japanese. So what's happened, if you missed one of my latest videos, I have lowered Japanese on the priority ranking and upped Finnish, because I found that our culture, or English culture, or whatever, Australian culture, it's more similar to Scandinavians than it is with Japanese. So Japanese doesn't seem to be working for me very well at the moment, and in the last few months I haven't done much at all. The only time I listen to Japanese or practice is when I used to go to my psychologist in the car and listen to Japanese maybe 2 hours per month. The trouble is, if you listen to something 2 hours per month, you forget the 2 hours. The month comes around and you forget it, and it's like you're treading water. You're not actually making any headway. You're not moving forward. You're not getting anywhere with it. By the time the next lesson comes around, you've forgotten the old stuff. So that's why I try to do things every day, every single day. And at least now with Finnish, I do it every day, and I'm exposed to the words that I know, so I don't think I'll, at least won't go backwards. So I don't think, I'll be learning Farsi anytime soon, because I just don't know anything about it. I don't know what series are available, and I have enough on my plate already with continuing to learn Russian, because I haven't stopped learning Russian. I'm still continuing to learn new Russian words while also trying to learn beginner Finnish and maintain 2 other languages. And, so I think it's just getting too many to cope with. Anyway, so the series that I've seen on Netflix for Japan, they don't really interest me that much. And I think there's only one YouTube channel which I can understand, which is just at the right level, which is just a little bit harder than what I can understand to get you to learn new words. There's only one of those channels where they walk around the streets, and one channel is not enough material to learn with. So anyway, so it's been a long video this time around. I've had a lot to say. That's it really. I think just realize that learning languages is not fast. Sometimes it doesn't feel like there's many markers or goalposts to monitor your progress, so it can feel like you're kind of not making any headway, and everything. But I think if you do it every day, you slowly go forward, and it prevents you from going backwards. So that is one of the great things that I try and do now, is that just do it every day, so at least I don't go backwards. Because when you go backwards, it's very demotivating. You know, that's what happened to me in Japanese. I started to go backwards, and I thought, you're going backwards. And then it's hard to get motivated again, because you think, well, what's the point? I'll go backwards. Anyway, that's really it this time around. If you've made it to the end, thank you for watching. I'm not going to upload that many videos before the end of the year, because as I said, I'll be focusing on my cycling channel, trying to get that to 100 subscribers, and that's what I'm going to be doing for a couple of weeks or months anyway. And then hopefully I'll sometime cross 1,000 subscribers, and I'll take this channel more seriously, because then it can be monetized. At the moment, I have put quite a lot of effort into this channel, and it's all been pro bono, gratis, you know. So it'll be nice to even just get $1 per video, or even 10 cents. I don't care. So yeah, that's all I have time for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.